Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we sift through the noise to bring you the signal. Today, we're tackling something really interesting. It's this paradox at the heart of wealth building. Real estate, we all hear it, right? It's where like 90% of millionaires apparently build their wealth.
Yeah, it's the go-to example.
But then you look at the actual numbers, and only about 8% of people own investment properties. Why?
Well, that's the core problem we're looking at. It's always been pretty inaccessible.
Totally. You've got these huge minimum investments, weeks of just soul-crushing paperwork.
And your money's tied up for ages, illiquid.
Exactly. But what if that could change? We've been looking at this pitch from a company called Parco Labs. They claim they can fix this.
That's right. The pitch hinges on this idea of tokenization.
Mm-hmm.
They're essentially saying this technology can break down those barriers to access the liquidity problem. Their vision is quite bold. A borderless, liquid real estate economy.
Borderless and liquid. Okay. Big claims.
Very big. Needs a close look.
So our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. Let's unpack what Parco Labs is actually proposing. We need to figure out if this really is, as some big names are saying, the next great revolution in finance.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it. Parco Labs wants to redefine this, well, multi-trillion-dollar industry. They talk about building an open highway, basically, for anyone to get into tokenized real estate.
And they see tokenization not just as some trend, but as an inevitability.
Driven by what, exactly?
Well, blockchain tech, obviously, but also AI and just shifts in how people, especially younger generations, want to invest.
Okay, so how does this highway actually work? What are the components?
It's pretty interesting how they've structured it. There are a few key pieces to their ecosystem. First, you got Parco tokenization. This is the process of digitally representing ownership of a property on a blockchain.
Like shares in a company, but for a building.
Exactly like that. Makes it divisible, easier to trade. And they're focusing on compliant ownership using smart contracts.
The automated agreements on the blockchain.
Right. They handle the transfers, the payments, all automatically. Then there's the Parco marketplace.
So a place to actually buy and sell these tokens.
Yep. Seamless trading, buying, selling. Standard marketplace idea, but for property tokens.
Okay. And the third part?
Parco DeFi. This is where it gets maybe a bit more complex, integrating these property tokens into decentralized finance. So you could potentially use your property tokens as collateral, earn yield on them, things like that. Unlocking liquidity in different ways.
Right, not just selling the token itself, interesting, but making all this run smoothly, cutting out intermediaries, speeding things up. That sounds like a heavy lift.
It is, and that's where their tech engine comes in, Parco Intelligence.
Their AI. Okay, tell me about that. How does AI tackle something like, say, property underwriting? That seems very human judgment-based.
Well, the idea is to automate a lot of the complex, time-consuming parts. The AI is designed to analyze data for valuations, underwrite risk, manage compliance checks, tasks that usually take a lot of manual effort and expertise.
And the impact.
They project a pretty significant cost reduction, like 60–70% decrease in the costs of tokenization once they reach scale.
Wow, okay. 60–70%. That would be a game changer for the industry economics.
Definitely.
But even with lower costs, the market needs to be ready for this, right? Is there actual demand, or is this just a cool tech idea?
No, the market context is crucial here, and the projections are, frankly, kind of staggering. You've got the World Economic Forum suggesting tokenized assets could reach $24 trillion by 2027.
24 trillion, okay.
And Boston Consulting Group sees the market for tokenized real-world assets, RWAs, hitting $16 trillion by 2030.
16 trillion by 2030. That's a massive number.
It is, and it's not just consultants. You have major players like BlackRock, Larry Fink himself, calling tokenization the next great revolution in finance. So the institutional weight is starting to line up behind it.
Okay, the timing seems right. The potential market is enormous. But why Parco Labs specifically? What's their edge? You mentioned the AI.
Right, the proprietary AI is a big one, aiming for better cost and speed. But another key advantage they highlight is network effects.
How does that work for real estate tokens?
Well, think about it. The more properties they tokenize and bring onto their platform,
The more buyers and sellers there are, the easier it is to trade.
exactly. It creates deeper liquidity pools, more activity attracts more users, which attracts more properties, creating this positive feedback loop, a flywheel effect.
Makes sense.
Plus, they offer what they call full stack liquidity, meaning you get both the ownership part and the financial utility, the DeFi stuff, all in one place.
And are they actually doing this yet? Or is it just plans?
They seem to have some early traction. They mentioned over 250 waitlist signups in 60 days, and apparently with zero marketing spend.
Zero marketing. That's pretty impressive organic interest.
It suggests people are actively looking for solutions like this. They also have a working MVP. A basic version of their platform is up and running.
Gotcha. Any actual properties being tokenized?
They have partnerships lined up, aiming to tokenize around $15 million worth of property by Q3. So moving from concept to reality.
Okay, so they've got momentum. What are they looking for now? Funding.
Yeah, they're seeking $1.5 million.
And what's the goal with that funding? What's the runway?
That's planned to give them about 12 to 16 months of runway. And in that time, the targets are ambitious. $50 million in tokenized properties, over 1,500 active users,
Okay.
and hitting a $3 million annual recurring revenue run rate.
So building a sustainable business model around fees or subscriptions and the end game. Acquisition. IPO.
Both are on the table. They point out that companies in this emerging space are getting valuations around 8x to 15x their annual revenue.
Right. So potential for a significant return if they execute well.
Right.
Okay, let's pull this all together. What does this mean for you listening to this? Parco Labs is essentially betting they can rewire real estate investment. Their core message seems to be, we're not just building another platform, we're trying to build the future of real estate.
A future where access is democratized, where an illiquid asset becomes liquid.
Empowering pretty much anyone to participate in the way they just couldn't before.
Exactly. But it does leave you with a pretty profound thought to consider, doesn't it? Imagine if real estate truly does become borderless, instantly tradable, like stocks. How does that fundamentally reshape not just how individuals build wealth, but maybe the entire global economy, our whole relationship with physical assets?
Yeah.
And what are the potential downsides? Does that kind of liquidity invite more speculation, maybe instability? It definitely raises some big questions, something to chew on.
1,